Hello everyone. 안녕하세요. Welcome back. Last time we learned about expressions used in a taxi, right? So today you're going to take a look at lesson 9, taking a subway. Like a taxi, the subway is a really important transportation system in Seoul, especially in a whole country in Korea. Because, as you know, Korea is really small, right? So there are a lot of people living in the small place, and if we take a car to go out, it's really jammed. So our transportation system is really well organized and useful for Korean people. So if you come to Korea, this is the second transportation system you have to take, and you have to know about the expressions in a subway. Okay, so let's take a look at lesson 9 together. Taking a subway. The first expression is, where is the subway station? Where is the subway station? You could find this everywhere in Seoul, but if you can't find the subway station, you can ask this question to Korean people. Like when you remember last class, you used this similar question regarding asking the taxi place, right? So where should I catch a taxi? Remember the expression? So this is same. And the second one is, what subway line do I have to take? As you know, we don't just have a subway line 1. We have at least nine lines. So every different line has different destination. So you have to ask this question to get your destination. Okay? And the third one, you have to transfer. Right, Korean subway system is really tangled and it's complicating. So you can ask. You have to transfer a lot of stations to get your destination. So you have to transfer. So you have to understand this expression too. And the last one is, what exit should I go out? I know. Even though you get the destination, there are a lot of exits. Like if you go to number 1 exit, there are different buildings. So when I came to Seoul at the first time, I was confused with all the numbers of exit. So you can ask this question to find out the real place you want to go. Okay, so we're gonna learn these 4 different expressions today. Let's look at the first expression. Where is the subway station? Right. I think you already know about where, right? Where? What's where? 어디. Remember, you're heading to the subway station. So you can ask where. And subway. 지하철. 지하 means underground, and 철 is kind of the train. So 지하철 means a train running underground. So the subway means 지하철. And station 역. Station means 역. So subway station in Korean is 지하철역. Okay, so how can you ask this question in Korean? You know the meaning of where, subway, and station. How can you make this sentence in Korean? That's right, here is. Where is the subway station? Where is the subway station? The subway station is 지하철역. Where is? 어디예요? Aren't you similar with this expression? That's right. When you ask the direction, I think it's lesson 3, location. I told you this is really important. You can use this expression anytime regarding asking the the place, right? So 지하철역 where's 어디예요? You got it? Okay. Subway is 지하철 and station is 역. So when you don't know where the subway station is, you can use this expression. 지하철역 어디예요? Okay? Okay, let's see the example. Where is the subway station? I already did this. 지하철역 어디예요? And likewise, this is the answer of the question. I know you already know this, but let's take a review. It's over there. 저기예요. Okay, so suppose that you asked me this question. Excuse me, do you know where is the subway station? Can you tell me where is the subway station? And I can tell, it's over there or it's over here, right? So 저기예요, it's over there, and it's over here. 여기예요. Usually people just point out the place, so even though you can understand the whole expressions regarding direction, if you just see their fingers with this simple expression, you can understand and you can find out the subway station. You got it? Okay, and see the next expression. What subway line do I have to take? Okay, you just went to the subway station, but every subway station has different subway line, right? So you have to know which line you have to take. So you can ask this question, but before than that, we're gonna learn each part. What? You remember this? What? This means 몇. 몇. Remember this one? What time is it? What time should we meet? Remember that expression? I told you what has different meanings, but especially when it's combined with number, what means 몇. 몇. Likewise, the time, the subway line is categorized by numbers. Line 1, line 2, line 3, right? So, in this case, what means 몇. 몇, because the subway line is numbers. Okay? Excuse me. And subway line, it means 호선. 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 So, what subway line? In Korean, 몇 호선. One more time. 몇 호선. Okay? 몇 호선. Then, do I have to take? Do I have to take? Where should I catch a taxi? And where should I take a taxi? It's all the same, right? So I told you take and catch means 타. So, do I have to take? 타야 해요? 타야 해요? One more time. Do I have to take? 타야 해요? And now you know each part's meaning of each part. So let's see the examples. What subway line do I have to take? What means in Korean 몇, and subway line means 호선, and do I have to take? 타야 해요. So the whole sentence in Korean is 몇 호선 타야 해요. Okay, one more time. 몇 호선 타야 해요. Okay, so since you know how to ask this expression, and then you have to know what? Understand their answers. Right? I told you subway lines in Korea has 9 lines. 9 lines. So likewise, as you learned about time in Korean, numbers of time like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you learned that before, right? So I prepared how to speak 9 lines in Korean. Okay? Good. So see the examples here. Line 1. Line 1. 1호선. Oh, Christine, it's weird because when you learned about time, 1 o'clock was 1시. That was 1, but it's 1시. But even though it's same number 1, why it's ill? What it's ill? Because you know, in English, like you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as Arabic number, and another one is first, second, third, fourth. When you count, like first person, second person, when you make it order, right? So in Korea too, we have 2 different numbers. First one is Arabic number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another one is counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so when the thing you learned regarding time is counting number. So we count time. 1 hour, 2 hours, and 3 hours, like that. That's why the number is different. But line 1, line 2, line 3, we use Arabic numbers for this subway line. That's why the numbers are different. Okay? If you take another Korean class, you can get to understand these things. Okay, let's see. Line 1, 1호선. This is counting. This is not counting. This is Arabic number. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1호선. Do you know 호선? Remember, right? 1호선. Line 2, 2호선. 2호선. And line 3, 3호선. 3호선. And line 4, 4호선. 4호선. And line 5, 5호선. 5호선. So, you asked, what subway line do I have to take? 몇 호선 타야 해요? And I can say 1호선 or 2호선, 3호선. I always tell you, even though you cannot understand the whole Korean from Korean people, if you just catch a few words, you can understand it. This is really important, okay? But you don't have to memorize these all numbers at once. You can review and practice, like numbers of time. Okay? Okay, let's see the next. In line 6, 6호선. 6호선. And line 7, 7호선. 7호선. And line 8, 8호선. 8호선. And line 9, 9호선. 9호선. Okay, so we have 9 subway lines, and you can choose one of them to get your destination. But you know what? Line number 2, 2호선. If you just take this subway, you can go anywhere because it's an inner circle, so it's usually turn around very big places in Seoul. So if you just take, usually not always, but if you take line number 2, you can get to your destination easily. Okay? Good. And let's see the third expression. You have to transfer. Okay, I told you the Korean survey system is complicating. So even though you take the first line number 2, you have to transfer to another subway line to get your destination. It happens all the time. You know, whenever I go to somewhere, I usually transfer to different lines maybe 3 times. It's really tiring, I know. So, however, it happens to you. So you have to know this expression too. Okay? So, you have to transfer. How can you tell? Have to transfer. Have to transfer. This is just one expression. So, you have to know this, even though it's long. Okay? 갈아타야 해요. Oh, it's too long. I know, and it's also difficult to pronounce. I know, but you have to practice. Okay? 갈아타야 해요. 갈아타야 해요. Transfer. Change that transfer to different lines, like line number 3, line number 4. So you have to transfer. 갈아타야 해요. You got it? Okay, good. And finally, the last expression. And you asked where the subway station is, and you found it, and you took the subway and asked, oh, I don't know how to get my destination. And Korean people could say, oh, you have to transfer. And okay, I got it. And finally, you arrived at your destination, but you don't know what exit you have to go out. Because at least there are 6 exits around the one station. Okay? So, you have to ask this question. What exit should I go out? And likewise, what means 몇. Okay? Because exit is also categorized by numbers. Exit number 1, exit number 2, exit number 3. Okay? So, what means 몇. However, you have to add 번. What the 번 means? Number. So, even though the exit means different. It's 출구. But it doesn't have the meaning of number. It's unlike subway lines. I told you the subway line is 1호선, 2호선. It's a number anyway. But exit is just 출구. So you have to add number in Korean. So what has 몇 plus 몇? 번. So 몇 번. Okay? And exit is 출구. So what exit in Korean? 몇 번 출구. You got it? So what exit is 몇 번 출구? And should I go out? 나가야 해요. Okay, one more time. Should I go out? 나가야 해요. 나가야 해요. Okay, let's take example. So how can you say what exit should I go out in Korean? What exit? What? 몇 번? Exit 출구. And row. Oh, Christine, what's row? It's what exit should I go out to? The exit. Okay? To the place. So we add row here. Okay? It's guiding you the direction. 출구로. So 몇 번 출구로. Go out to what numbers of exit. 몇 번 출구로 and should I go out? 나가야 해요. 해요. So it's a long, I know, but if you just take each word here, each expression, and try to memorize it, you can make this sentence. So 몇 번 출구로 나가야 해요. Okay? So number 1, it's for instance, I told you number means 번, so 1번. And it's also Arabic number. 1호선, like that. So 1번, number 2, 2번, number 3, 3번. Okay? You got it? Okay, good. And now we're gonna review the expression. I know it's a little longer than the expression you learned in a taxi, but this expression is necessary and you have to know. Okay? So please follow me and take it slow to look at this expression. Okay? So first question, where is the subway station? I think it's easy, right? 지하철역 어디예요? 지하철역 어디예요? As long as you know the meaning of subway station in Korean, you can make this question. Okay, next. What subway line should I have to take? Oh, it's so long even in English. How about in Korean? It's also long. Let's see. Oh, not that long. What subway line? 몇 호선 should I have to take? 타야 해요? 몇 호선 타야 해요? Okay? And you have to transfer. Transfer. 갈아타야 해요. 갈아타야 해요. And finally, what exit should I have to go out? 몇, remember 번, okay? 몇 번, exit, 출구, and remember these two. 로, two. 몇 번 출구로 should I have to go out? 나가야 해요. Okay? Yes, now you learned expressions you need to take subway and taxi transportation systems in Korea. How was it? It's really not that simple, but it's quite useful for you to speak Korean. Okay? And finally, the last lesson of basic Korean conversation class, which is 4 seasons. 4 seasons. You know, Korea has a beautiful 4 seasons every year, and each season has different characters and different surroundings and different sights. So I will explain you how each season is different and which is good for you to look at if you visit it. If you visit like a spring or each season, okay? And you did a really good job and practice a lot and make all the expressions yours. Okay, bye. 안녕히 계세요.